Welcome to Chapter 1 of our series, Build Apps Without Code, the No-Code Revolution. In this episode titled, The No-Code Landscape, What's Possible Without Writing Code, we'll explore the exciting world of no-code and uncover the key components that are making app development accessible to everyone. So, let's dive in. Right now, more software is being demanded than professional developers can possibly build. In one workday, someone with no coding background spins up a booking app for their side gig, while a Fortune 500 team prototypes an internal tool before lunch. Same day, no code. Most people still think building software means a glowing screen of text, late nights, and a computer science degree. Yet the quiet reality in 2026 is that teams in marketing, operations, and even HR are shipping digital products between meetings. A social media manager spins up a content approval dashboard. A warehouse supervisor designs a damage reporting app tailored to their shelves and forklifts. A solo consultant assembles a client portal that feels as personal as a handwritten letter. None of them touched a code editor. What's really changed isn't just speed, it's who gets to make decisions. The people who live with the problems every day can now shape the tools that solve them. It's closer to sketching on a whiteboard than filing a ticket and waiting. Like a jazz ensemble, the constraints are there, but the improvisation is in your hands. And the band can start playing within hours, not quarters. For a long time, software followed a strict supply chain. Executives made requests, product teams translated them, developers coded, and months later something shipped, often shaped more by technical constraints than by the people doing the work. No code quietly rewires that chain. Now, the demand side of software, the marketers, ops leads, founders, freelancers, can respond to changes almost as quickly as they notice them. A pricing model shifts, a new service launches, a regulation changes. Instead of waiting in line, teams redraw their workflows the way you'd rearrange furniture after moving into a new place. Here's the quiet shift underneath all of this. Software is no longer a single thing. It's at least 4 different categories you can now assemble without touching a code editor, each with its own strengths and limits. First, there are public-facing sites and portals. Tools like Webflow, Framer, and Squarespace let you go far beyond simple brochure pages. You can spin up gated member areas, paid content, complex layouts, and multilingual experiences. Designers who used to stop at Figma now push all the way to production, owning both how something looks and how it behaves. Second, there are workflow and automation layers. Zapier, Make, and Power Automate act like connective tissue between your tools. A lead submits a form, a contract draft is generated, a Slack thread is opened, and a task appears in your PM board. No one touches a keyboard. This is where no code quietly erases a lot of busy work. Status updates, handoffs, approvals, notifications. Third, there are database-driven internal tools. Airtable, Glide, Retool, SmartSuite, and others make it possible to build interfaces on top of structured data: inventory, applications, requests, research. Think dynamic views, role-based permissions, custom inputs, conditional logic, without worrying about servers, versions, or deployment pipelines. Ops teams can tweak a field or a rule and ship a process change the same afternoon. Fourth, there are fully interactive apps. Platforms like Bubble, Adalo, and Flutterflow let you create multi-step flows, user accounts, payment systems, and complex state. You don't see the underlying code, but you still make choices developers sweat over: data models, performance trade-offs, security rules, error handling. That's where no code stops feeling like forms with flair and starts to feel like actual product engineering. You're still working within constraints, templates, plugin ecosystems, platform limits, but those constraints are getting more generous every year. Like a chef working in a well-equipped kitchen instead of over a campfire, your attention shifts from, "Can I even do this?" to, "What's the best way to express this idea?" A marketing lead uses a visual builder to launch a limited-time campaign site, then links it to a simple CRM view so leads are tagged by source and priority. No tickets, no sprint planning. Just a live experiment that can be retired or cloned by the end of the week. In another corner of the company, a people ops manager assembles a lightweight return-to-office planner. Employees pick days, managers see coverage heat maps, facilities gets automatic summaries. It starts messy, then evolves through small tweaks as real behavior shows up in the data. A freelancer pieces together a client control center where invoices, feedback, and project files live in one place, updated through automations instead of late-night emails. Step back, and it starts to look less like traditional IT and more like urban planning. Individual neighborhoods of tools, stitched together by paths, transit lines, and shared utilities that grow as the city's needs change. As more teams assemble their own systems, the real shift is cultural. "I have an idea" increasingly implies, "I can try this by Friday." That changes how risk, ownership, and experimentation feel day to day. Governance will need to act less like a gate and more like a guardrail, curating shared components, data standards, and security patterns. Like weather fronts colliding, expect brief chaos, then new, stable climates of collaboration between IT and non-technical staff. The frontier now is less about "can I build this?" and more, "what happens when anyone can?" Expect hybrid roles where a designer also architects data, or an ops lead quietly becomes the team's app editor. Like gardeners trading seeds, you'll remix others' templates, workflows, and components, cultivating tools that evolve as quickly as your questions do. To go deeper, here are 3 next steps. First, sign up for a free Bubble and Glide account and rebuild one simple workflow from your life, like tracking podcast ideas or client leads in each, so you can feel the difference between app-style versus spreadsheet-style no-code tools. Next, block 90 minutes to go through Software's Getting Started tutorial and ship a live member-only portal, for example, a simple resource hub for your audience using their free templates. Finally, pick one automation you heard about in the episode, like auto-sending onboarding emails or pushing form responses into Airtable, and recreate it with Make or Zapier using their pre-built Airtable plus Gmail or Typeform plus Notion recipes, so you see end-to-end automation working today. This was Owl Up, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow!